pear-shaped 5-carat diamond always looked like a gigantic teardrop to me. I thought my mother got it to show off her success, her conquering of the American dream from housing project to wealthy estate. I can still hear my words on her 40th birthday when it entered our lives. That ring could feed a small country. I was embarrassed. How different we were, she and I. If I had oodles of money, like my self-made mother and father, I would donate it to cancer research. I'd create a foundation for underprivileged kids, or do something really, really big for someone in need, someone other than myself. It's easy to dream about what you would do when you don't have the money to test your convictions. The rock sparkled in the sunlight, attached to the short, red-headed Jewish lady smiling at everyone. But her favorite outfit was bright orange. In temple, she sang louder than anyone else, "For those with no voice." She'd say to me, and everyone else in the last 12 rows, my mother felt it was her duty to be bold with her adornments as well as with her words. Her people died in the Holocaust. My mother's mother was a tailor. She sacrificed her fingers raw, with no jewels except her daughter's A's in school. It seemed to me my mother needed that diamond. She forced the world to see our family was worth something, or so I always thought. I spent so many years contemplating the reasons why this pear-shaped diamond was the wedge between us. My mother pushed me to stand out and be heard and be seen and be known. But I was a middle child in a family of strong personalities. I only wanted to blend into my surroundings and just be. In kindergarten, my mother put heavy rouge on my face and gave me a special beehive hairdo for picture day. The kids on the bus pinched their cheeks and laughed the whole way to and from school, and I didn't have the heart to tell my mom. "Did you have the most beautiful hair, sweetheart?" Was everyone jealous? Yeah, Ma. I ran to my room, bursting into the flood of tears I'd held back the entire miserable day. When I was a teenager, she'd honk for miles leading up to the movie theater, where I had to repeatedly slink away from my friends into her red Buick station wagon. Even worse, she would call my name at the top of her lungs while I was in the dressing room. "Marcy! Marcy, where are you? I have some things for you to try on." One day, the store filled with whispers. Everyone heard her. The popular girl from school happened to be there and never let me live it down. My mother also said, "We're the same, you and I. You can't see it because we are the same on the inside, not on the outside." I wouldn't allow intimacy between us back then. I punished her with my quietness. I punished her for making us outcasts, too original to be acceptable. She was too close to her Polish immigrant roots, too un-American, even though her name was Sue Ann. When I left home, I didn't wear expensive jewelry. I became a social worker. I proved that I was not her. Several years later, my husband and I drained our financial resources with numerous in vitro fertilization attempts. I counted on my parents to help pay for our future children. But then their finances spiraled down, and they lost 60% of their entire life savings. It seemed like all hope for a baby was gone. Then, I finally saw my mother for the first time at lunch. I will never forget how she arrived with her eyes so big and so bright, and she wiggled her fingers in front of me like a bird shaking its feathers. "Notice something missing, Marce?" "I hocked my diamond yesterday. No matter what happens with that silly stock market, the money will be there for precious grandchildren. She was beaming. I was awash with awe, shame, sadness, and joy. I cursed the hasty critic inside myself. I saw and felt my mother's true beauty, strength, and generosity, and then I struggled to look her in the eye. Did I really deserve this gift? I sat in suspended animation while she continued talking. You know our people put money into things of value as a safeguard. I bought that ring years ago. I thought I might need to trade it later for something really important. Now, she tells me, didn't occur to me that my mother had also patiently waited all these years for a deep connection. We are not the same, but then again, we are not so different. My mother is still singing for those who have no voice. I have made a career of the same thing, only in a different way. I'm more comfortable behind the scenes. Somewhere in between bites of chopped liver and matzo ball soup, the wedge between us melted into a 5-carat teardrop of brilliant and unconditional love. Thank you.